Welcome to episode number 2 of 10 Minutes with Tangelo. This series is dedicated to bringing simplicity and clarity to complex topics. These snack-sized seminars are geared towards injuries, injury prevention techniques from a high-level perspective. We're excited to get into this next episode, but before we do, make sure to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button, and leave any comments or questions below. Plantar fasciitis is a musculoskeletal condition that most commonly affects the dense connective and high sensory central bands of the fascia, which attach from the calcaneus or the heel bone all the way up to the toes. While this affliction is not very well understood, what we do know is that tensile strain and fascial micro tears are the culprit of pain. It's a complex matter to say the least. That said, there is one strong consensus in the rehab profession. That is, if you suspect you have plantar fasciitis-like symptoms, do not wait and allow it to worsen. Seek expert care right away. Did you know that each foot has 28 bones, 30 joints, and over 100 muscles, tendons, and ligaments? Your feet are their own living entity and greatly dictate how you carry your center of gravity and hold tension up the chain. Don't believe me? Then try this drill. Stand up with your shoes off, nice and tall, lean forward slightly. Notice how your toes instantly grip the floor and your calves tighten up and even your quads may tighten up. That initial reaction to keep yourself from falling over creates this chain reaction that moves up your entire kinetic chain. Your feet are special. You should give them special attention. Symptoms of plantar fasciitis most commonly include pain at the attachment point of the heel where the fascia inserts into the bone. However, pain is fluid and can reside in the medial or lateral arch of the foot as well. Additionally, pain is often worse in the morning and tends to loosen up as the day goes on. One of the reasons why pain might be worse in the morning is because while we lay still at rest, the tissue repairing process begins. Then, when we wake up and take those initial first few steps, we can undo a lot of the work that has been done overnight and reintroduce micro tearing back into the fascia. Because the plantar fascia is seen as a continuation of the Achilles tendon, lack of ankle dorsiflexion and habitual unilateral movement have been seen as a mechanical contributor to this pervasive ailment. Additionally, other direct or indirect risk factors may include poor extension of the big toe or at the first metatarsal phalangeal joints, prolonged standing, hip instability, possibly leading to genu valgus at the knees, tibial internal rotation and arch dysfunction, and other internal and external factors. Let's remember that the plantar fascia is incredibly strong, and we already know that it has a high sensory capacity. Therefore, our goal here is to reduce external stress factors and therefore sensory overload. Speaking of reducing sensory overload, now is a good time to talk about orthotics. Should you get them? My answer here is to talk to your doctor. Will orthotics fix your mechanics? That's hard to say. However, orthotics very well might reduce the load and forces away from the pain point and therefore allow healing to commence. Let's go over some exercises that may help prevent plantar fasciitis-like symptoms. Remember, everyone is unique. And the best thing that you can do if you suspect that you have this condition is to get a custom treatment plan through your healthcare provider. I am not a doctor, and the following information is for education and entertainment purposes only. That said, here we go. Now let's go over some exercises to show your feet and your fascia some love. The first thing that we're gonna do, 3 minutes per foot, is a foot massage. With this one, what I want you to do is get to know your feet. Take stock in how you feel and show your foot some love. So what I want you to do is kind of start down the middle of the foot with your thumbs, and I want you to kind of separate your thumbs to the medial arch and that lateral arch, just like this. Kind of work from the base of the ball of the foot and move down towards the heel. Next we're gonna do is the foot handshake. We're gonna go 30 seconds per side. Given the current environment that we're in, you can't go around shaking hands, so you might as well shake your own foot. What we're gonna do is you're gonna use your hand, you're gonna interlock your toes, just like this. Now while you do this, that should not hurt. If it hurts, then what I want you to do is just try to actively space out those toes while you kind of guide your foot with your hand. But if you can withstand this, interlock your toes with your fingers, guide your toes with your hand, meaning as you come up, point your toes towards your nose, come over the top. Before you start to scoop down, come down, come underneath. You might even feel a little bit of a stretch right here. That's okay. And then repeat. Do a few passes going clockwise and counterclockwise. Next we're gonna do is the big toe extension. We're gonna do this 30 seconds per toe. If you're new to this one, what I want you to think about is doing this two different ways. Number one is you're just gonna gently, as you grip the big toe, extend that toe back just like this. That should be completely pain-free. If this bothers you a little bit, specifically at that first metatarsal phalangeal joint, I want you to try to introduce some spacing or gapping back into the joint. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna anchor the foot down, come over the top, grab the big toe, and I want you to try to kind of separate your hands by creating a little bit of space in that joint before you proceed into extending back. Next, for 30 seconds per side, we're gonna do some rocking big toe extension. You're gonna be in a kneeling position here, and what we're gonna do is you're gonna keep the base of the big toe and of course the base of the pinky toe firmly on the ground. You're just gonna rock forward, just like this. You can bring your knee to the ground, that's totally fine. And come on back, rock forward again, and come on back. Of course, pain-free. After you're done with the rocking big toe extension, now we're gonna do an active hamstring stretch. With this one, I want you to think about first pointing toes to nose and then extending that knee while you contract the quad. We're gonna do this about a minute per side. Come down, extend that knee, continue to point toes to nose, and come on down. Next, for 3 sets of 30 seconds, we're gonna do a standing calf stretch. With this one, you're just gonna set up next to a wall. You're gonna make sure that on the involved side, the side that you're stretching, that heel is placed firmly on the ground. You're gonna step forward, and you're gonna lean forward until you feel a stretch. Now what you can also do is prop up your toes with a towel, just to accentuate that stretch a little bit deeper, just like this. From there, we're gonna go into a 3-point calf stretch, only 30 seconds per side. So what I'm gonna have you do is you're gonna step forward. This one's a little bit more dynamic. You're gonna step forward, point 1, point 2, point 3, and then back. Try to go a little bit further on the next round. Point 1, point 2, point 3, and then back. Now after you're done with the 3-point calf stretch, we're gonna go into some toe yoga. So with the toe yoga, I'm gonna demonstrate with my hands and my feet. What I want you to do is try to reintroduce dexterity back into your toes. Your shoes should be off with this one. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna extend all toes, keeping the base of the big toe down on the ground, keeping the base of the pinky toe down on the ground as well. Space out those toes like I'm doing my fingers. And then I want you to try to come down one toe down at a time, kind of like you're playing the piano with your toes. Okay, now we're gonna connect the feet, the ankle, the calves, all the way up to the hips. What we're gonna do is what's called a lateral walk. What you need with this one is a mini band, and what we're gonna do is 3 rounds to fatigue, whatever that is for you. With this one, there's a lot of different variations. I'm gonna show you the most conservative to the most aggressive. So the farther the band is away from the hips, the harder it's gonna be. You're gonna start first with the band right above the knees, and your job here is to try to maintain a little bit of space between your toes, and then also keep your knees in line with the middle of the feet as you sidestep. And you're just gonna sidestep working within the space you have available. You're just gonna go until the glutes can't take it anymore. It's a deep burn. Obviously there's no pain and you're feeling really good about it. When you're ready, then you're gonna move the band farther away from the hips. Same principles though. Space out those toes, hips back just a little bit, knees in line with the middle of the feet, and sidestep. And just go to fatigue. Have fun with those. Thank you so much for watching this episode of 10 Minutes with Tangelo. Did you learn something? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you loathe it? Let us know in the comments below. Also, what topics would you like us to cover next? Let us know in the comments below. Until next time, stay awesome and go Tangelo. Thank you so much for watching this video. Did you learn something? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you loathe it? All right, that's